What's your name?
Janice Emahiser,
Okay. What year were you born?
1947,
And how long have you lived in North Baltimore?
all my life.
Awesome. So you went to school here?
Yes.
All right. And what was school life like then? Like in the past?
It was quite a bit different. There was a much stricter dress code, much stricter in the classes. You couldn't get up and run around or talking or no bubble gum. Just very strict.
When you talk about dress code, what do you mean by that? Like,
We didn't wear pajamas to school. We didn't wear slacks unless it was below 0. It'd be freezing.
so you wear skirts?
Yeah.
Okay. What keeps you here in North Baltimore?
I was just born and raised here. I think it's a nice town, friendly people. It has a lot more assets and liabilities.
So in your youth, what trends were popular? What did people usually wear? How would they do their hair? Stuff like that.
Well, hairspray came in, everything was matted down or fluffed out, and everybody looked alike as far as hairstyles go. There wasn't too many alterations that way.
And the clothing?
We didn't have polyester until later in life, so most everything was cotton or denim.
What kind of entertainment? So like things you'd watch or do when you were younger? Like you did.
Well, we didn't have television till I was in 1st grade, and it was black and white, and there wasn't very many things on TV that I did like to watch, which I still don't like to watch. I'm not a cartoon person, and a lot of people like Milton Berle and I Love Lucy and that, but that wasn't my thing.
Did you prefer playing outside?
I guess you'd call it playing.
What was there to do for fun other than television, I guess, when you were younger?
Well, when I was in grade school, there was a bunch of kids in the neighborhood. Everybody had pogo sticks and hula hoops.
What kind of stories were you told as a child?
A wide variety of stories. My mother read to us on a regular basis, and she read every type of story I think she could think of. A Western, a biography. She was strong on biographies. The same way with music. Every Saturday I had to help clean the house, and she would turn on the radio and we would listen to a different type of music. It'd be opera, polka, blues, jazz, everything.
Which one of those was your favorite?
Rock. But she wanted me to learn the different cultures and appreciate music. And you have to listen to it, and rather than just hear one song and say, I don't like that, you have to hear several. And about 3 hours of cleaning the house to polka, well, you can get a little bit used to it, but it's still not what I want to hear all the time.
Yeah, understandable. What occupations did you have in the past? Like when you were younger, what kind of jobs would you do?
Well, when I first started out, early teenager, I babysit for different people here in town. Dr. Smith, Dr. Nice, the Word, Sue and Bill Word. And then I wanted to go away on Friday and Saturday nights, so I didn't want to be babysitting, so I started cleaning the house on Saturdays. And for Grace Bauer and Noelle Sewell, there was a few others.
So you were...
And then when I got a little bit older, my first job, a real job, was I worked at the Virginia Theater. I made popcorn and sold the candy bars. And then when I graduated, a former school teacher, Phil Merrill, came to my house and asked me if I'd like to have a job at the Wood County Auditor's office, because I was one of them in my class that was qualified in in business courses. And he wanted me to start the next day. But I delayed it for 3 days. And I worked there for 41 years. I never had to go looking for a job, so I was pretty lucky that way.
What is your current occupation? What do you do?
I'm retired.
What major historical events have you lived through?
World-wise, I'd say the man on the moon, John Kennedy's assassination, the Cold War, ending the Cold War and the wall coming down. Those were 3 of the greatest that I can recall.
What big inventions came out of your youth? Things that you might see now?
I'd say the computer, cell phone, and I think both of those have changed the world dramatically, and they are still changing it, and we're going to see even more changes beyond our imagination in the next years.
How has the world grown since you were younger? How has it changed?
I think it's become more diversified, which is, in the most part, for being good. There are, and they always has been, they always will be, the parts of the world that you cannot control. They have their own beliefs and their own mindset that that's the way they're going to live their lives. And I don't think that we or the United States can control everybody.
Now, applying that to North Baltimore, how has North Baltimore changed or grown?
I can see a difference. Even some of the people that run the town, they're more younger. They don't have as many, I would say, they're not as courteous. They'll say hi, how are you, goodbye, but they don't have as much respect for one another. Like there was recently an issue brought up about make an appointment to see the administrator. Well, that's common courtesy in an office. If you don't make an appointment and you go in to see somebody, you're barging in. So that's where the common courtesy is not being reflected. And you see that other places, like you pull in the grocery store parking lot. That's my spot, I get it. It doesn't matter if you're handicapped or whatever. You're there, you get it. That's where the, I think the younger generation has bypassed the courtesy area.
What do you think North Baltimore is going to be like in the future, say 20 years?
I think it will survive, and I'm hoping, and I do feel it will survive and prosper.
And how do you think the world is going to be in like 20 years?
I think it'll be pretty much the way it is now, but there'll be some places it will improve, and some places won't. It just depends on the people's views and their, like I said, their personal religions and oversee world peace.
What are your hopes for the future, for like the current youth or people now?
Well, both of them. I wish only the best, because I think the young can learn from the old, but I think the old can learn just as much from the young. There's just as much one can teach the other if they're willing to listen.
Anything else you want to add?
Not really.
Thank you.
You're welcome.